Here's the Scorch Small. Finally got around to doing a little walkthrough video of it. Sorry, I've been busy around the house and stuff like that. Halloween with the kids, all that kind of stuff. So here it is finally, we'll walk through. I already put out some videos of me paddling down river on the Russell Fork and in the race. Didn't do too well in the race, but that wasn't the boat's fault. I just got tired for some reason. I was gassed like within the first 10 seconds, so I'm not sure why. Not sure if I was nervous or what was going on anyway. Wasn't the boat's fault. Boat performed very well for me. So just remember that off the get-go. Anyway, so here it is on the stands here. I'll do a little walk around while it's on the stands. I always like to give you a walk around on the stand and then on the ground as well. So I'll go ahead and put her on the ground and talk about it a little bit more. So here's the Scorch Small on ground level here. And I'll put the specs on the screen. I'm not going to read off a bunch of specs. That's honestly wasting time on the video. Everybody that's watching the video hopefully can read. It is shorter than the medium and narrower than the medium. If you check out Wade's video on the medium versus small, he did a little quick little kind of comparison when I first got the boat at the put end of the Russell Fork. Just looking at it right there, you can tell it's already got a lot of bow rocker and a lot of stern rocker, and I'll go ahead and measure this for you in a minute. Just to go over the boat real quick, pretty simple here, same old Piranha stuff here. I actually fixed the drain plug. They still did a terrible job on the drain plug. It looked absolutely awful. And if you look at my Instagram early post, you can see the terrible job they did. But I went ahead and put some plumber's goop on there. It looks a lot better, seals a lot better, all that good stuff. So again, you'll probably have to fix the drain plug again. Same old Piranha grab handles. These are in gold. This is a limited edition color. It's called Red Rock. Looks pretty cool. Some people like the gold grab handles. Some people don't. A little too flashy. I think they look pretty cool, but to each his own. I had a choice between this and the gray and green one, which was pretty cool too. My favorite's that new Fire Ant, the orange and gray, but it wasn't an option anyway. So I did have to tighten these on all Piranha boats. Make sure you tighten all the bolts on the boat because they will be loose. So that's another thing you got to watch out for with Piranha boats. But the same old grab handle, nice grab handle here, both right here, all solid though, super solid construction. Same type bolts here. These are newer on the newer Piranha bolts. They use some different type of squish washer things here. Nice grab handle here, and a GoPro mount. So that's all the standard Piranha stuff. Still got the standard Piranha outfitting, backband. Again, Wade just put out a cool video on how to make this more, I guess, stable back here and come up a little bit better. So you can watch the video on that too. But yeah, my biggest complaint about Piranha outfitting is this backband. It's so floppy and just, I don't know. They can do better than that. Come on, Piranha. Standard foot block on there. For me, I got it, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 with ashles on. I did move the seat forward to the forward position. I didn't adjust these, so I kept those where they were. So I did have to tighten this quite a bit to get the ratchet so I could tighten the back band. And I have 3 seat shims under here and 3 hip shims on each side. So if you're small, you still got to outfit this boat quite a bit. Which, again, that's another reason I don't like Piranha boats. It's just too much outfitting for something you buy off the shelf for a small, that's supposed to fit a small person. I'm not a fan how low their seats fit, and I get the idea, like, you can't lower a seat necessarily. You can always raise it up, but again, I like to be able to just sit in the boat and be done with it. Anyway, enough about the Piranha outfitting. Still love Piranha boats. They make a good boat either way you look at it. But overall performance of the boat here, compared to the medium, it's definitely smaller. It's narrower, and it's quite a bit nimbler and more easy to maneuver around, I found. I did move the seat forward because I figured I'd have some trouble here with the stern getting initiated on bigger holes. I didn't really have too much of trouble on the Russell Fork, at least. I haven't got a chance to test it anywhere else, so we'll see. I'd like to take it on the green, see how it does there, just for some southeast type style. I also want to take on some bigger water, test out on some bigger holes, but just kind of initially, it punch holes really well, pops out just like the other Scorches do. Not quite as much punch to it as a medium, obviously, at my weight, but still plenty good enough. My buddy Jay, who borrowed it too, and he was surprised. I think he's used to paddling bigger boats like the 9R2. I think he was a little surprised how well it did punch through holes. So it definitely has that good ability. And I would say I'm going to do a little comparison video between the code, small code, the Zetkayaksfive, and this. But just to let you know, I think it does punch holes a little better than the small code, just versus comparison boats. The 5's a little in between, but it's not really small or medium. It's kind of schmedium, so a little bit different. I know a lot of people want to know just this compared to the code. So it does punch holes a little better than the code. This is better, kind of like a downriver boat with more water. This would be a better boat. The code probably excel more on the southeastern style with more rocks. Now, I didn't really have too much of a trouble going over rocks with this. It does have more edge, obviously, than the code, but it did pretty well for me. It boosted well. Like I said, it went through holes well, did all that kind of stuff. It's a fast boat, despite my finishing the race. Again, not the boat's fault. Anyway, it's a pretty fast boat. It's a fun boat. Definitely better in holes if you want to surf and stuff like that. Surfs well, side surfs well, you can get out of holes. So definitely some advantage to having this aggressive edge like on the Scorch versus the code. So I'll roll it over here just so you can see the bottom. Plastic seems to be holding up pretty well so far with a few runs on it. You can see that aggressive rocker on both ends, especially laying on its bottom like that. So just looking at the hole here, a nice planing surface here to a sharp edge on both sides. Really sharp edge, check that out. Really good initial and secondary stability, really. The code has really good initial stability, but it doesn't have great secondary stability, at least the small. This definitely has better secondary stability due to the edges on it. All right, so let's measure the rocker on this thing. Let's look here. About 13.5-ish on the bow, which is not as much as I thought, to be honest with you. And then the stern is about 12.5 inches. That's a lot on the stern. I can't remember what the code was. I'll have to go back and watch my other videos. And 9 inches across for the stern being wide. I think what this does better, it has kind of like a wave deflector type thing here on the bow. I think that does actually really help when punching through holes and things like that. So that's a cool little design feature that Piranha added there on the Scorches. But yeah, so again, if most of y'all have watched my channel, know that I'm about 135 to 140 pounds depending on the day, and 5'9". So, you know, at this weight, would I recommend the small or medium? Personally, me, I like the small better. It goes through stuff just as well, and it's way more easier to maneuver around, and you don't get quite as tired pushing around that huge boat. And it's also a lot lighter carrying around. That medium Scorch is heavy. I actually carried mine and Wade's boat up that hill at the Russell Fork at the put in at Red Hole. I did it consecutively. Gosh, the medium's just so much more heavy than this boat. So yeah, I say if you're around, I would say the weight limit on this boat is probably about 160. I mean, bigger people could paddle it, but as far as the actual performance and getting the performance out of the boat, I wouldn't go above 160, just my personal opinion. So if comment below if you have paddled at a heavier weight and it does just fine. Let me sit in the boat for you so you can see. So you can see I fit in here pretty well. I thought I was actually going to need the hookers for this boat, the thigh hookers, but you really don't need them at my size. Maybe if you're like really small, like 105 or something like that. But I actually fit in here pretty tight with no hookers, and I don't feel like I really need them. I have plenty of control of the boat. As you can see, I can move it around. So it's just one thing. Just wanted to show you what it looks like inside the boat here. Again, I got 3 seat shims in and 3 shims on each side as well, my hips. So there you go. Still can get out pretty easy. Again, I want to do kind of a code 5 Scorch comparison here in a few weeks here, get that out to you, and also a 5 just walk through as well with some on-water paddling pretty soon for you. Got the green race coming up here, So yeah, there's the Scorch Small. Overall, great boat, definitely recommend it. It's actually wouldn't be a bad idea to have this and the Code. They both do things differently, and they both have their flaws and pros and cons. And this would be more of like, again, a big water boat, while the Code would be better like southeast boat. So not a bad idea to have both of them if you can afford it. I really enjoy both. It's a little faster than the Code, like I said, a little more spunky, so I'll probably will keep both of them, to be honest with you. So if you have any questions, let me know. I'll try to put out some more videos. It's coming into winter time, so I don't know how much paddling I'll do. So I'll keep you updated. Thanks for watching.